knows my name when I show up now. And I've been from New York to LA and every place in between, but they don't do it like we do it in my hometown. Ain't a thing changed around here but the money. You try to mix it up, but let me tell you something. Same in my Dixie, same rowdy bunch with me. I'll be laid up in the dirt before you ever take it from me. So take the boy out the truck, take the boy out the mud, put him up in a PJ history. Turn it up and keep it running, say whatever you want, but I'm anything but new to country. Ain't a thing changed. Same in my Dixie, same rowdy bunch with me. I'll be laid up in the dirt before you ever take it from me.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Green Bay Packers. 2 teams, each hoping to get back to 500, and we're underway in week 4. Oh, a good return up past the 30.
The Packers take over first and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Here we go.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. When you look at this Bronco defense, they're currently 6th in the NFL in defending the run.
They've established themselves as a top 10 run-stopping unit in the NFL here in the early going. All signs point to me towards them continuing that throughout the season. They look pretty good, pretty darn cohesive to me.
It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
Right back to him on first down. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. 11 more on that one and another first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 40 yards rushing for him already. A terrific opening drive on the ground, and it's a first down. Off the bootleg, here's Sanders. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Ball at the 6 here as they work with a 2nd and 2. Here's a give up the middle. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up first and goal. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, then you put that ball in the end zone real soon.
Second and goal from the 1. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. A great play there. His third rushing touchdown of the year. And the Packers are on the board first here this afternoon. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. Here's Nix. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. It'll be a gain of just a yard. And it's second down. You look at this Packers defense. They're trying to cover up some holes in the secondary. Right now, bottom 5 in the league against the pass in number 28.
When they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against the people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a passing league. So there's a conundrum for them. How do they get better defending the pass?
And he's going to be dropped quickly right there at the 48, a couple yards shy of midfield. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Broncos.
Nix to the air. That's to the running back, R.J. Harvey. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Well, he was a busy man out the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Here's Nix once more. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. First and 10. Nix going to give to Harvey. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. Solid gain of 18 yards and a Denver first down. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
To throw is Nix. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Alvarado. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a second down and 2 coming up. Up the middle, it's Harvey. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a first and goal.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
On first down, back to Harvey. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Not a whole lot there after the penalty, but remember, it was 1st and 5, not 1st and 10, so now they can keep grinding out first downs and good things can happen for them. Just 2nd and short coming up.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. No one left in the backfield as they send a man left. Nix from the shotgun. Touchdown, Broncos! R.J. Harvey, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And able to get this out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And they'll start the drive here with an end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. He lost 6 there on the first down play. Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss. Up the middle they go. Jeffers. Down he goes at the 23. A pickup of 4. Tough spot here. 3rd down and 11.
Brings up 3rd and 11.
Here's Sanders. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. And the return will stop right around the 25.
They'll take over at 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Captain.
Throwing Nix. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Packers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
They'll keep it on the ground. Jeffers. And this will be a Packers first down as he gets this up past the 30 to the 32. The Packers at 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season, and they fell in the opener. Got back on the beam with a win in week 2, but stumbled again last week to fall under 500.
And despite that stumble, I don't think anyone's too concerned because they've made mistakes that they believe are correctable. And this is a team still getting to know each other. I'm not that concerned, and neither are they.
Sanders. Left side to Lamb. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 49-yard line. From the gun, he'll hand this off. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Second and 10. Play action. It's Sanders. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And his throw here's incomplete. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10.
Let's go now.
Throwing, Sanders. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Broncos will take over here as they get it up to the 44-yard line.
Will take over 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. Gets it underneath. Here's Harvey. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Now it's Nix. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Working out of the gun is Nix. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll go for it. Here's Nix. Able to find the open man. That's complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A gain of 26 and a conversion there as well on 4th down.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Harvey now, 1st and 10. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. First carry now for Jaleel McLaughlin. They'll get 4 on 2nd down, but it leaves them with 3rd and still 9 to go. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. To throw, here's Nix. That'll be complete to Harvey. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And his kick is right there. It's good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together and maybe get in the field goal range. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw is Sanders. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Now he's going to step up and run. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And he will finally be escorted out of bounds down inside the 35. A big play there just before halftime. 42 yards. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33-yard line. Sanders going to throw again. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And the Broncos are going to get the football here at their own 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And leading 10-7, and they may just want to get this to the locker room. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. The 32, it's 2nd and 2. Operating from the gun, here's Nix. On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Well, they seem to catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
Send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports. Fights off the tackle at the 20.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? Let's see what they can do on this drive.
This one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's second down. Looking to throw. Nix. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job is simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
3rd and 8. Back to throw. Nix. He'll get that complete to Franklin. And he won't get the first down here. He's tackled about 2 yards short at the 28. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. He'll field this at the 5. Shedding through the defense. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Sanders to throw. Able to hit his target lane. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
That's good for a Packers first down. First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Now Sanders. That's caught by Tucker. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that will bring up second down.
7-yard pickup. Brings up second and 3 at the 40-yard line.
Going back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half. And that trend is continuing here.
To throw now, here's Sanders. That is incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
is the Packers punter, as he'll come on to kick this one away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10.
16-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Two yards to go, second down. Operating from the gun, Nix. The RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football to places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
From the gun on third down, it's Nix. He'll swing this out to Harvey. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 18 big yards on that one, and a Denver first.
That's good.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
The slot man in motion right. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air and defensively. They were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. Second and 10. Here's Nix. That's taken in by Franklin. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 34-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So into Packer territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 34. Back to the air with Nix. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's second and 20. Nix to the air. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it. But he is able to keep the feet in bounds. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
At their own 34-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to pull it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's off at the end result.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And they'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this third quarter of play. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 3.
Ready.
Now a handoff running through the middle. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Well, you know they had a third down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. Go.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Packers are an extra point away from going back on top here in the 4th. A very important extra point there, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter.
Broncos 13.
So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. Some hitting going on now. This has been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on the return. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown. Their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter, and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
And here we are in the 4th quarter. Watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
To throw is Nix. He gets this into the hands of Harvey. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag. A bad false start penalty there. Now 2nd and 6. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Throwing Nix. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on a 3rd down.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Here's Nix once more. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it, you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the fourth quarter. Got to feel pretty good as a defense.
One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Oh, the motion comes too late, and this is going to be a delay.
Penalty accepted, and that pushes him back 5.
This offense converted once on fourth down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. And boy, again, they won't get this off in time.
So that flag will set him back 5 yards.
The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow.
Brandon, you're never quite sure what the side judge or the field judge is going to rule there. That was awfully close, but in the end, he says it passed over the 1 yard line, and that's where they're going to mark it out. I mean, you can see it right there, right? See him walking up the sideline? Told him to stop right there at the 1.
Again to the fullback on the dive. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. This is where, in fourth quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
Well, you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering whether they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down.
And this is the worry, because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up, and you're staring at an important third down.
This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play of this football game.
19, Charger, 19, Bronco 80.
Here's Sanders. He'll try to pick it up himself. So there you go. save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight one-point game. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Well, I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
So with your team leading in the fourth quarter, you know you've got to run the football. They know you've got to run the football. Sometimes that means there's nowhere to run the football.
70 Timberwolves. Liking 18. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And they work this one up to about the 38. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. This now a 3rd and 4.
Here we go. Check. 18 Cardinal.
Sanders. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he has a Packer first down, and that should be the one that finishes the script.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Go.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining.
At the 47-yard line.
Here we go. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. Ready.
Victory all but assured now as they take a knee here, and they're going to escape with a one-point victory. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and a little bit of a surprise they lose the turnover battle, but wind up winning the ballgame.
And this is very unusual because you know all teams stress winning the turnover battle as a key indicator to winning ball games. So when you get something that goes against the grain like the one we saw here, it's quite the oddity. Now let's face it, they'll be very happy that they pulled this off, but they do know that in the future they've got to work on taking care of the football because this won't happen very often.
So for Green Bay, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Denver, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.